Hi, hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Skye and today we're doing some swatches and a first impression of the Shroud Peaches and Dreams palette, the newest palette from Shroud. I did purchase this on launch day and realistically, did I need this palette in my collection? Well, we're gonna find out, but I just love this color story. As soon as they sneak peeked it, the packaging is adorable and it's just so cute. I really like Shroud's formula. I have the Creepy Cute and the Arcana palette, and like the Creepy Cute is like one of my fave palettes ever, and Arcana 2 is a beautiful, deep, grungy color story, and none of the other palettes like really properly spoke to me until this one came out. It is a 10-pan palette with 5 mattes and 5 shimmers, and they have said that this is like an ultra sparkly like duochrome formula, and I am very curious because shimmers and Arcana, I can't lie, they're a bit shit. I mean, they're not shit, they're just not my taste in makeup. They're kind of like a thicker metallic. You can see like in the pan, they're not super shiny, they're just very saturated. So when they showed off how sparkly these are, like, I was intrigued. Like, just look at that shine. This palette retails for £40. I'll put the prices in US dollars, euros, and Australian dollars on the screen right now, just so you can see. And I did pay £20 shipping. Now, Shroud's shipping is expensive. So I paid about £60 for this palette. Now, since I live in the UK and a lot of indie brands are based in the US or Canada, I am typically more harsh on the makeup that comes from those places because I paid a lot more for this. So anyways, let's just get into it, let's swatch it, talk about it, and do a look with it. So we're gonna swatch row by row. So the first shade we're gonna swatch is Peach Milk. It is a vibrant peach shade. I'll be swatching these on my arm. It's not primed, excuse the random indents I've got. Ooh, that is pigmented. I will be building up these swatches just so we can see the color, but that is a nice peach. I'll also compare any shades that might be similar in the Creepy Cute and Arcana. Next is the shade Felicity, and this is a really pretty sky blue duochrome. Is it a duochrome or is it just a shimmer? I don't know, we'll see. Yeah, the texture already feels a lot different to their other metallics. A lot more textured. There's Felicity. It's like a sheerer shimmer, but it does have like a duochrome flip to it. Like from a certain angle, it has like a subtle, like it has like a cyan blue shine to it, and when the light's not hitting it, it's got like a deeper, slightly more indigo. The formula when I rub my finger in is quite thick. We're now going into the shade Heat Wave, which is a deeper peach matte. Shroud's mattes are quite like, not lightly pressed, but they are like very pigmented to the touch, and there is a bit of fallout in the pan. It's the type of matte formula that I really enjoy. Next we have the shade Succulent, which is a beautiful grass green metallic. These shades get my heart going. I'm a green bitch. Although that being said, this one doesn't look as shiny compared to the other ones. I mean, it looks quite shiny on camera, but it's a lot like smoother. It doesn't have as much texture and sparkle to it. I mean, that being said, that's pretty sparkly. It's not like hyper sparkly like I would think of a Terra Moon's shadow, like their typical shimmers, but that's nicely, that has a nice shine to it, and when the light is not hitting it, it does have like a cyan shift. Last shade in the top row we have Drenched, which is a sky blue matte. Oh, damn, that was a nice swatch. Okay, we're moving on to this shade called Whimsy, and it's a very cool toned, sparkly purple with a gold shift. Ooh, that is stunning. That is so textured on my finger. That is Whimsy. What? Okay, it is quite like this formula is quite thick. Like you saw kind of like little chunks coming off a little bit, but when you smooth it out, that is so lovely. I also do like that so far all of these shimmers have like a medium amount of base color to them. Next we have the shade Flourish, which is a grass green matte. That's that on the finger. and swatched. Next we have this metallic called Sun Shower, and it is a beautiful orange, like sparkly, like clementine colour. That's what it looks like on the finger. Do excuse the random staining I've got on my finger. But that's Sun Shower. Oh, that's stunning! See, do you see what I mean when it's like, there's little chunks there? I don't really mind that because then when you smooth it out, it smooths out quite nicely. But that's something to keep in mind. I can imagine these looking really good with the glitter primer underneath them. That is a really pretty shade. I love that shade. Next we have the shade Velveteen, which is a like blue toned purple. That's Velveteen on the finger and swatched. That is a terrible swatch. Probably has nothing to do with the shadow. It's probably because I've been swatching for a while. That usually happens. Let's give it a chance. Yeah, there we go. And the final shade in the palette is such a showstopper. This is Glisten, and it's like a berry rose gold with like gold and blue shifts to it. It almost reminds me of Royalty from Cleona. Not Royalty, Bloodline. Like similar vibes, but not as like deep. That is Glisten. That is such a good shade. So those are the swatches of the Peaches and Dreams. Right, I'm real quick going to do some comparison swatches. I'm gonna do them off camera and then just show you the result of them because otherwise we'll be here for a while. Right, so I swatched all of the shades that I thought were similar in the other palettes. So this first trio of swatches, we have Peach Milk from Peaches and Dreams, Third Eye from Creepy Cute, and Alter from Arcana. None of these are similar. I would say that Third Eye is like the closest to Peach Milk, but Peach Milk is a bit more saturated. And then here we have Heat Wave from Peaches and Dreams, and then Sacred from Arcana. Very different, not even comparable. Here we have Drenched from Peaches and Dreams, Cold Shoulder from Creepy Cute, and Shroud from Arcana. No similarities either. We have Velveteen from Peaches and Dreams and Planchette from not Arcana, Creepy Cute. Velveteen is just a more saturated version, and the same goes with Flourish and Take a Hint. Take a Hint obviously from Creepy Cute. This is just a more saturated version of this one. So they aren't, also this colour story together is actually quite nice, can I just say. Yeah, no real similarities. I would say that the closest would be Peach Milk and Third Eye, but other than that, I don't think, with the palettes that I have at least, there are no like true dupes. Also, one thing I really want to mention, because I think this is fucking awesome and I think every brand should do this. I know Gluminatrix already does it and a few other brands do too, but the pans in here are actually magnetized. So you can see that there is a bit of a gap in the pan right there, and that's so you can take like a magnet tool or like a knife. I am doing this to the prettiest shade. This is risky. But if you get like a palette knife in there, you can actually pop it out and this is magnetized, like, and you can put any other single shadow in there, because I think this is just a regular 26mm pan, which that is genius. I think every brand should do that, purely because it makes the palette more versatile. Like, you can swap these shades out with other things in your collection. You could even use this as a travel palette if you wanted. And I've seen so many people create really beautiful color stories using like other palettes as like the base for it. Like, people have used Creepy Cute, like taken the shades out of this and put other shades in there. And I love when people do that. So the fact that you can just do that with this palette and the packaging is so cute, like, that just makes me really happy. I think every brand should magnetize their palettes instead of gluing them in. Anyway, I'm gonna zoom you a bit closer and we're gonna do a look. I'm not too sure what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna try and use every single shade. As always, I'm using the Milani eyeshadow primer to prime my lids, and I'm not gonna be setting it. I know my friend Kelly Ratbor on Instagram, she got this palette in PR and she did some really pretty looks with it, so I'm going to see if I can take some inspiration from her. Okay, I think I'm going to start off with Peach Milk on my inner portion of my crease, and I'm using quite a like fluffy brush. Just gonna plop that there. I think what I want to do is like a peachy blue moment. Now that's risky because peach and blue are the opposites of the colour wheel. So this could go terribly. But that, I basically finished blending that. Beautiful. As you can see, there is a lot of kick up in the pan, but I don't mind that. It doesn't bother me. I'm now going to take Heatwave, this boy. I can't think of the word Heatwave without thinking of that one song. You know the one I'm on about. I think it's by Glass Animals or something. I'm just building that up slowly, and this brush is really good for like lightly diffusing colours. It basically does the blending for you. It's a brilliant brush. It's from Nabla, from one of their brush sets. This colour is actually really similar to the colour of blush that I'm wearing, so that's quite nice. Right, I am kind of scared to put blue in this, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. So we're gonna take Drenched and put that in the outer area. I'm actually nervous. I'm actually really nervous. This brush is far too big. What am I doing? That brush is a lot smaller. And it's also stained blue, which is good. It's a bit denser, which might be a mistake. I'm gonna be layering a lot of shimmers, so hopefully that will help the situation. Because I am blending like, oh god, that looks fucking weird. I am blending like opposite colours. Oh, trust the process. No, it's okay. Trust the process. We'll get there. I'm gonna put a bit of this on the lower lash. Just to kinda... I'm now going to take some glitter primer. I'm using the Faerie Epoxy because with every single shimmer that I use, I always use a glitter primer. I'm gonna pat it over the blue a little bit as well, because I think shimmer is what's gonna make this look really come together. So I'm gonna take the shade Felicity, this lovely blue shimmer, and I'm going to take it on my finger, my favourite way to apply shimmers, and put that on the outer edge. Oh, look at that, man. Ooh. That's pretty. That reminds me of a Cleona shadow that I own. I think it's called CL. Okay, and I'm gonna take Glisten, and I'm gonna put that on the inner portion because this shade looks fucking beautiful. Oh, hell yeah. I'm gonna take a bit more Felicity and kind of like put that a bit over the matte blue, because I'm gonna be honest, I don't really like how that matte blue looks. I think the strat for this look, I think taking the blue all the way up to the crease was a bit of a stupid idea. Maybe I should have just left it like on the lower lash and like the outer, but not taking it out. So I'm just gonna put Heatwave and try and layer that on top. I'm now going to take the shade Succulent, because I really like the look of this green, and I'm gonna put that on like the inner portion of my lower lash. Now usually for the inner portion of my lower lash, I don't like to use any glitter primer because I find that it kind of gathers, especially because this area moves a lot when you're very expressive like myself. So I'm just gonna go in with a firm brush into Succulent. You can also use your finger if you want. And I'm just gonna put that right there. That is pretty. I could put a bit of green here to kind of like meld the two together. I might take a little bit of that Flourish shade. This is stained purple. I don't want to talk about it. So I'm gonna take Flourish and just put that right here, just to kind of make the blue and the green look a bit more intentional. Even though the Succulent shade does have like a blue shift to it. So for my inner corner, I'm going to take Sun Shower, and I'm going to just brighten everything up. I'm pretty sure I've used every single shade except for the purples. So that's oh, that's nice. That is a beautiful bright shade. Put a little bit of this like on my lid and kind of drag it upward here. I think this look is really fun, except for my boo-boo that I've done here, but I'm gonna go off camera, do the other eye, finish up the rest of my makeup, and we're gonna talk about my first impression of this palette so far. Radio, I have finished up I still have my swatches on the other arm. I didn't even realise. So I have finished up the rest of my face. If you're curious for mascara, I'm using the Lottie London Super Fake mascara. For my waterline, where is it? I'm using the LA Girl Shockwave liner in Gotcha. And for my lips, I'm using the Odens Eye Velvet Lipstick in Light Peach. Yeah, Light Peach, one of my faves. I love this one. My makeup might have worn down a little bit because my camera battery died, so I had to pause during filming, but this is the look. I did screw up on this eye, as we know, so just ignore that, like, that right there, but I am so impressed. Like, the shimmers are so bright and sparkly, like, they remind me of my, like, Cleota shadows and my Terra Moon's shadows. Like, they're that level of sparkly. I'm really impressed, and like the pigment from the mattes, beautiful, easy to blend, barely had to work with them. The same like Shroud matte formula. I should probably zoom you out now. So far it seems like the same like Shroud matte formula that we know and love. The shimmers, I am extremely impressed with the shimmers in this palette. Like, they are absolutely sparkly, foiled, beautiful. I used every shade except for Whimsy and Velveteen. So the two purples I didn't use, but I used everything else. And so far I really enjoy this palette, and I don't know, something, it just gives me good vibes. You know, like this look, I'm looking at my makeup and I'm like, I feel happy. Like, I just feel so much joy. So my first impression is that so far I really, really like it a lot, actually. And I'm so happy with the shimmer formula. Like, Shroud's shimmers in the past have not been my favourite at all. I did also buy the It's Frickin' Bats palette. Do you remember that drama with that one? Christ. But I remember I bought that one, but I sold it to my friend. But I remember opening it just to make sure that the palette wasn't broken or anything, and the shimmers just did not look anything like the shimmer formula that I know and love from my other brands. But if Shroud keeps up this shimmer formula, top tier. They need to keep this formula around. Let me know if you'd like to see more content with this palette. I will do a 2 Looks Plus review at some point. I'm very, very behind on 2 Looks Plus reviews. Like, I don't even want to talk about it. It's a little bit embarrassing. Life's been very busy. Anyways, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Do let me know, did you buy the Peaches and Dreams palette? What do you think of it? Let me know what kind of content you'd like to see with this. If you'd like to see more makeup looks from me, then you can follow me on my Instagram. It's faerie.skye right here. I post all my looks there and I'm active on there every single day. And if you'd like to support me further, I do have my own small business, Rain Cloud Candles Co. We're a small queer-owned business based in the UK, and we make handmade candles and wax melts. We do have a trans charity candle out, which I absolutely love. The link to shop will be down below, along with our social media if you'd like to support us. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I'd love to have you here. And as always, stay safe, wash your hands, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.